with a 5-day battery life, and that's pretty true to what it says. I pushed it pretty far and would get 5 or even a little bit more out of that. It's safe. You know, a big reason why I like Ottobock knees, why everyone likes Ottobock knees, is because they are designed to be safe. They're designed to be intuitive. And so that's, you know, this knee is really, it's at the top. It's an amazing knee. The amount of us that will be able to get it is frustrating, but it is an incredible knee, and we'll go through a lot of the features now. So here I'm just showing the cover that comes with the X4. It is a little bit easier, especially as the user, to get on and off. The old X3 cover with those like 2 clips in the back were very difficult for me to snap off, you know, if I had the leg on. This one's a lot easier than that, and it's a lot easier to get back on and get right without ever having to take the leg off. You see with the cover off, it's that kind of champagne color, Ottobock's signature color at this point, which I am not a big fan of, but with the cover on, it looks really nice. It's a little bit sleeker and more slender than the X3 was. So I think it's a good design, and it looks cool. Here I'm just demonstrating stance knee flexion and how that really is a much more comfortable way to walk. And the X4 lands pre-flexed, and so it's easy to get into that stance knee flexion, and then I like to push into it just a little bit more, but it's really comfortable. And we've got the step 2, which, you know, for bilaterals I'm sure is amazing, but I use it standing in line, you know, even at home in the kitchen. But it's just shifting your weight over and then getting up onto that toe, and then the knee will release into swing, so you can take that first step with the prosthetic side and makes things simple. Has a backwards walking function that I was kind of confused on what it was for, but after I walked my St. Bernard and she tried to pull me over and I stepped down onto that thing and it locked out, it made a lot of sense, and so that's nice. The X4 comes with, if you go into the app, you can set a lock in the app that is fully extended. So here I'm showing a full extension lock. I didn't lock it through the app, but I would use that at like concerts if I'm not walking very much, things like that. Just lock it out and be safe. But I do use the flexion lock all the time, and that is really just, you know, being able to lock the knee out at any angle, and you just hold it in place for 3 seconds and then it locks, and I use this all day, every day. It's really nice, really comfortable. Just a basic sitting here, just riding the hydraulics down, and it does enough to support you. Now we're on to Stair Ascent, which is much easier and simpler to get into that kind of lifting mode. It takes a lot less feedback from the user, which allows you, you know, to just make a more subtle movement. And then Stair Descent is just, you know, again, kind of your basic Stair Descent. I didn't notice any major like changes there, but it does support you well all the way down. And here we're on ramp ascent. So on ramp ascent, the knee kind of recognizes the angle that you're walking on and then lands a little bit more flexed, which is difficult to see in these videos, but it does make for less strain on your lower back and your hip, which makes going up the hill so much easier. It's really nice on that. Ascent is really where it kind of separates itself and really is like an amazing feature is its yielding stiffnesses are separated into 2 categories. So you have the initial yielding category and a late stance yielding category. And then, so like I have mine set up right now, my initial yielding category is really low. So I can get onto that, get into the knee and push into it and not have a lot of resistance. But then as I ramp up and bend the knee more and push more into the knee, it supports me more, which makes a really controlled land and is really comfortable. So that's kind of the Ottobock X4 in a tight nutshell. The thing that I really love about it the most, well, you know, Stairs Ascent is really nice. It feels good. It takes less effort. But ramp descent is really where it excels and sets itself apart, especially with it having the separate dampening parameters and yielding stiffnesses. it allows you to really create a fine-tuned walk down a hill, down a ramp, and that creates a lot of safer landings, more comfortable landings on your sound side. The app is way easier to use than like Xsoft or Csoft or whatever program they were using before on the last knee. The app is super handy and quick and much better than going through those ways. And then you have, you know, some training modes that you can turn on and off, whether that's a beep and different things like that. Some things I didn't really get to demonstrate in the video: intuitive cycling. This knee does do intuitive cycling really well, so if you get on the bike and you do 2 rotations on the bike, it recognizes that you're pedaling and then goes into a cycling mode. But as soon as you get off the bike and put weight onto it, it goes back into its regular mode. So that's awesome. I always end up forgetting to put my knee back into my regular walking mode, and then I take a free swing step a few times. So that's really nice. The backwards walk, step 2, all those things are amazing as well. It really does a lot of this stuff better than a lot of other MPKs, and that's why it is where it's at and why it's hard to get it approved for. And if you do, it's still really expensive. It's expensive for a reason, and the R&D and the time that Ottobock invested into the development of it is really why it is so expensive. But when you walk on it and you feel it, you understand really why that is the way that it is, because it is a pretty advanced knee, and it's pretty sweet. That's I don't know what else to say about it. Like it's the best knee, but is it the best knee for you? Is it the best knee for me? That's always kind of another conversation, but it really is an amazing device and would benefit really anybody that's using it would gain a lot of benefit out of it. So that's the X4.